For many years, one of Hollywood's most adored couples was Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. A seemingly inseparable connection, the lover story which they believed to be final. But not long ago, unexpected news surfaced. The divorce was not expected. The most startling development was not the divorce itself, it was Mark Consuelos's first move following that. An unanticipated and terrible choice that stunned and heartbroken supporters everywhere. Tonight, we will set off on that expedition. Not just the numbers and statistics, but also the sentiments, lessons, and eternal truths that permeate civilization. Because their narrative isn't the only one, it is also, to a great degree, ours. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos first met in the 1990s, two young, idealistic individuals negotiating the hazy world of daytime television. An immediate bond was formed, a spark that grew from the virtual to the real world. Their romance was more than just a plot point for the tabloids. A symbol of hope, it stood tall. They built a life and a family together after becoming inseparable in their love and at work. They were viewed by fans as more than just well-known individuals. They demonstrated that sincere love could withstand the spotlight. That's why the split hurts so much, because when an unbreakable love story ends, it seems like a piece of us breaks. No matter how perfect a marriage seems, there are always going to be some unspoken problems. The Consuelos-Ripa household would occasionally hear rumblings of stress beneath the constant constraints of professional lives, busy schedules, and public expectations. But like many couples, they gracefully overcome such challenges. Mark's jealousy seemed like a joke to Kelly. Mark mentioned Kelly's fierce independence as a joke. These oddities were charming to outsiders. But when no one was around, the pressure was even greater. There were splits. And when a marriage starts to fall apart over time, love itself might have to struggle to survive. The couple, who have been together for more than 20 years, made well-crafted statements. The topics of their discussion included respect, gratitude, and moving on while acknowledging their common history. But underneath the courtesy was a terrible reality. Following Kelly and Mark's public romance, many fans in their 60s reached adulthood when their favorite pair broke up. It was like losing the marriage of a long-lost friend. We were all reminded that love, no matter how beautiful, may fade, and that time is precious. The international community kept a careful eye on Mark Consuelos' future course of action following the divorce. Do you suppose he would want to be alone? Would he immerse himself in his work? Would he begin a new chapter in his romantic life? In contrast, Mark did something that no one expected, something that was surprising, intensely emotional, and, for many, almost intolerable. He opted for something extremely human, rather than the attention and glitz. He returned to his silence. He left the spotlight in search of comfort, not notoriety. Out of that silence came a man broken in ways no news report could adequately describe. His priority were his kids, not himself. His entire concentration went to them while their family changed beneath them. He protected, guided, and comforted them. Given that he is a charismatic man, his decision to be kinder, gentler, and more present with his children was incredibly heartwarming. It was awful to see how much weight he carried. It also provided inspiration, demonstrating that a parent's love endures, no matter how broken our own world becomes. Kelly Ripa, who is a famous figure, had her own heartbreak. She also put her children first and tried her best to keep them safe. But she handled the attention, questions, and rumors that came with being in the spotlight with elegance. For her admirers, simply watching her smile despite her tears was a source of inspiration. She proved that even the most devastating endings can exhibit dignity and compassion. She and Mark were no longer together, but their love of family kept them linked. But the letters kept coming in. Social media was flooded with condolences and expressions of solidarity. People who had previously celebrated Kelly and Mark's accomplishments started to tell their own stories of broken hearts, divorces, and brief romances. An unexpected community of empathy emerged. The story of Kelly and Mark inspired many individuals in their 60s who had experienced similar experiences. Even though it was difficult, the divorce sparked crucial conversations about overcoming adversity, seeking healing, and the reality that even the strongest of loves must end. Perhaps the lesson learned from a divorce is more painful than the divorce itself. Letting go of a loved one you've built a life with is one of life's biggest trials. We are therefore forced to confront our past, our routines, and the emptiness that once existed. Divorce rumors have been circulating in Hollywood for decades, and journalists and fans have been known to track the every move of well-known couples' relationships. The internet has been going crazy lately over romance speculations involving Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. The news of their split shocked many because they were one of the most adored and seemingly unbreakable couples in entertainment. But what is everyone talking about is Mark Consuelos' first move following the alleged divorce. Despite his reputation for charm, charisma, and relative privacy, Mark Consuelos surprised everyone by completely disappearing from the public eye. Even though everyone else was expecting him to make a big public statement or put on a show of moving on, Mark did something completely out of character by focusing on self-reinvention. According to his inner circle, he pursued lifelong passion projects without wasting any time. Mark is determined to use this life shift as a teaching moment rather than a performance. He's been going to the gym a lot and taking on challenging acting gigs. Though social media has seen a variety of reactions to Mark's approach, interest still remains high. On social media, his horde of followers have expressed their shock at his poise and offer their sympathies. Mark's initial move is all the more shocking given that, unlike other high-profile cases, he has been calm and composed throughout his divorce. Instead of making public statements, he quietly rebuilt his daily life, rekindling old friendships, rediscovering hobbies, and spending time with his kids. His top priority has apparently been to maintain his family's stability, and he has prioritized his kids' emotional well-being over publicity. The disparity between public expectations and actual events has been the media's main focus. The tabloids were expecting wild parties and unexpected high-profile relationships to make headlines, but Mark's decision to withdraw within demonstrates a more mature and meaningful method of dealing with emotional anguish. According to psychologists, this type of response can often be highly beneficial because it emphasizes the importance of emotional stability, resilience, and self-improvement during times of transition. Mark has unwittingly demonstrated that not every celebrity splits needs to be a major spectacle by carefully managing his narrative. In contrast, Kelly Ripa has continued to make public appearances with the same polished professionalism that has come to define her. Fans have noted that the couple seems to have handled the breakup amicably, which further supports the idea that Mark made the initial decision for personal balance more than attention. As they pledge to grow as individuals while continuing to value each other's company, insiders say this might be the beginning of a new chapter for them both. As might be expected from a business that relies on drama to survive, speculation continues to strengthen. What time is Mark's next date? How will the public perceive Kelly and Mark's relationship over time? Despite the cacophony, Mark Consuelos consistently adheres to his approach: meticulous, slow, and surprisingly inspiring. As a result, people are discussing the need to rethink celebrity culture in order to allow people to deal with real concerns in their lives without turning them into viral sensations. Lastly, Mark Consuelos hasn't wasted any time regaining his fame after splitting from Kelly Ripa. Instead, it emphasizes personal growth, reflection, and introspection. By prioritizing his personal and family well-being over drama, Mark has shocked onlookers with maturity. From what the public can see, the most startling moves aren't always the most apparent. Sometimes they're subtle, significant, and totally unexpected. Mark's post-divorce narrative is inspiration because it demonstrates how self-care and resilience can triumph over adversity. In a world that's obsessed with show, true power often speaks quietly but has a profound impact. His actions stand out as a profound message.